chasing the bag, or just trying to be a man, get ready to have your wallets, your mind, and your views on life challenged with Reckless Ray Dinero.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and we're still last day of house sitting, so we're gonna get this week's content shot over here. Much better view, you know. If I was into faking the funk, I could totally flex on y'all real hard. But I'm house sitting, and you know it's a little bit different view than the studio. Before anybody says that this is one of the overlays. Hold up a second. It's not though. So for this week, I do got it like that. And you know, it's cool. It's nice to be in a different space, be able to think. It's a lot quieter out here than in the city. It's a little far out. The neighbors are far away, obviously. There's a pool, all sorts of stuff. Gonna have some fitness clips from when I was out here getting my workouts in, because I don't think there's an excuse for any of y'all to be off your game in that respect. So I'm gonna put some pretty easy stuff to do at your house. There's no excuses. There's no excuses at all. You got a front yard. Even if you don't have a front yard, you got a parking lot, you got to park. You should always take care of your body. Body, mind, and spirit need to be in check. Anyways, we are back at it again with another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. But before we do that, this is going to be the first one of July. And since I did not do the mid-month that I was supposed to do last month, we gotta shout out the new members for the month of June. So give me a second here while I get up into here and we pull this up, you know, because we've got stuff to do. Also, did you guys like that last little intro bit? We're gonna start broadcasting the Guns and Butter. If you guys want to talk crypto live, I actually had a dude come through in the chat. That I'm pretty sure had to have found me from the crypto videos. So we've got to get some more crypto people over, because I do want to talk more crypto on Guns and Butter. I really, 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 really do. So hold up a second. Let me see here. Date subscribed, and we're going to go back to June. Okay, so we got to say what's up to all of our June subs. First off, and this is going to be on both videos. I'm going to honor you guys until it gets to the point to where it's just obnoxious, and then I'll figure something out, because I do enjoy this part. T. Wrigglesby, welcome to the family. Rob Chin, welcome to the family. Trell Harris, welcome to the family. Micah Thomas, welcome to the family. Beambola Dulumo, welcome to the family. I hope I pronounced that right. If I didn't, correct me with the pronunciation in the comments, because I do not like getting people's names wrong. And you're going to have your name read wrong twice today. I'm sorry. Jess, welcome to the family. CJ Negrete, welcome to the family. Mrs. Shield, welcome to the family. Tobacco Row, he was actually going hard in the chat on last week's Guns and Butter. Welcome to the family, brother. Thank you for the sub. That sums up our new additions for the month of June per YouTube's metrics. If you guys are shadow following, I also like that. Hit me up in the comments. I definitely enjoy the conversation. Tap in with us on Guns and Butter, which is a live open panel where you can have your voice heard. That happens every Thursday evening at 7:30, but it's around 7:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Questionable, depending on what I got going that week, because some of us got businesses to run in real life to deal with, and I can't just be on YouTube all the time. And sometimes jobs run late. And we are closers over here, so we get those jobs done. But definitely something worth tapping in, because I generally don't miss unless you guys are given a community heads up that the day is shifting. I've never not done a Guns and Butter throughout the week. I've changed the day, but it's never not gone down. So either way, hell or high water, Guns and Butter's happening. It's the show. Also, if you like that intro vid, the new vid that we added, props out to KC Mo. My dude's doing work in the back end, and I'm seeing the work that's getting done in the back end. We got some stuff coming for you, and it's just going to get better. We're just going to keep on keeping on. So, housekeeping. First and foremost, shout out to the Bag Chasers. You will be getting this first, July 2nd. Happy July. It's almost the day that we celebrate American independence. Let me tell you what, I'm going to be celebrating that day. I'm going out of town, taking a lady to the lake. It's going to be great. I'm excited about it. We're hyped. I hope that you guys have a safe and happy 4th of July. Keyword on the safe, because we want everybody to be safe. Bag Chasers do get this first. The rest of you will be getting it July 5th. So happy hump day. For those of you returning to work, happy Wednesday, Monday. For those of you who have been working, if you're not having a week that you want, it's not too late to change it. I hope you made it through the 4th of July safe. If you want to get this content sooner and get it the day of, which would be Sunday instead of Wednesday, tap into the Bag Chasers. Now, that is not my Patreon group. That is Anton Daniels of AntonDaniels.com's Patreon group. It's a good group. It's a good network. I definitely recommend tapping in. If you get involved, definitely make sure you get in that Discord. That's where all the magic's happening, in my opinion. The Patreon videos are dope, but there's a bunch of networking, a bunch of connecting going on in the Discord. That's the thing that I heavily utilize. You will catch me trolling around in the cryptocurrency section, obviously, as this video is made predominantly for them. You'll also catch me in the Bag Talk section sometimes, and sometimes I'll be wilding out with the homie Razik in the general chat because he sets it off in there. Either way, there's some great people, some great opportunities in there, and I highly recommend that everybody get on board and get involved if you want to get this content earlier. That aside, everybody else should be getting on Wednesday. Again, hope you're having a good week. Hope you're getting reacclimated back to work, because I know I will be. And let's go ahead and jump right on into this. Let me go ahead and share this screen. We're gonna share the screen. And the thing that I like about this is, a lot of people, and this is another thing that I find interesting, because a lot of people on YouTube swear to God that they rich, but they don't ever actually share the whole. They ain't sharing this view where it's there's stuff going on back here. Hold on, let me full screen this for you. I mean, full screen me. You got the pool obviously back there. There's a gazebo back there. You can see a little bit of the hot tub. There's stuff going on out there, bro. A lot of space. The neighbors, you can't see the neighbors. There's no one that lives behind here. It's just land. It's great. Like I said, man, if I wanted to flex, I could. Another thing that you should consider is some of these people may be lying about their lifestyles. Just saying. Anyways, we do full transparency over here. I'll let you know that I'm house sitting and this is not my house. But anyways, let's jump right into it. Where are we at this week? The market's up. Bitcoin has defeated death yet again. We are sitting above 30K, which is awesome. Oh, dang. Okay. Dang, my top 10 did change. I didn't think my top 10 changed. But we have, obviously, the pie chart. The Ethereum is shrinking down a little bit. And this is about to get really interesting, because we're shifting over into the diehard, ready to strike house savings plan. And there's going to be some stuff happening there, which means that there's going to be a little bit less stuff trickling in. But let's jump into this. We'll give it the top 10. Oh, hold up. I totally forgot about that. Wait a second. I owe you guys. We got to look at the other top 10s first. I almost forgot the flow of the show. Hold on a second. So I got 2 top 10s for you guys before we get to my top 10. So let's see. So we're going to look at the top 5 gainers and losers first. So let me share this tab instead. See if we got anything that I know, which most likely it's going to be not. Top 10 gainers, or the top 5 gainers and the top 5 losers first. Number 1 is Rari Governance, RGT. It's up 124% over the past 24 hours. Congratulations to anyone who's involved in that project. You're winning. Verge, this one I have heard of. XVG is up 57.5% in the past 24 hours. Not too bad. Dream Machine token. DMT. I see what they did there. Is up 20.7% in the last 24 hours. Compound, another one that we know. It looks like we're getting some movement in some of these stalwart, some of these legacy, some of these guys that have been around doing the work for a minute. And that is up 19.9%. We'll just say 20. Let's just say 20. We're going to give you 20 compound. And that is COMP. I remember that platform. I was on there using it a lot when I first got into the more creative side of crypto after I started getting off the exchanges and got into the wild. I did use Compound quite a bit. Happy they're doing well. And number 5, Rai Finance. And the ticker symbol for that is SOFI, which is crazy. That ticker symbol has nothing to do with the name. Interesting. Okay. And that is up 19.6%. Well, go ahead and give them the 20 over the last 24 hours. Now let's get over to the top losers. Let's see who got dumped on. TAP XTP is down 32.8% in the last 24 hours. Not great. That's not fun. Especially in an up market. I mean, the market in general is up. Bitcoin's over 30,000. Stuff's moving. Money's sloshing around. It's interesting to see where it goes. I like these times because not everything in my portfolio is up right now. We're gonna get to look at that with the top 10. Not everything moves together, but like if you have a good level of diversification, not an excessive amount of diversification, but a good level of diversification, it balances itself out, but it balances itself out on the upside in the case of my portfolio. It's great. Dione Finance, which is DIONE, is down 17.5% in the last 24 hours. That's no fun either. Status, SNT, is down 16.7% in the last 24 hours. Libra Finance, LBR, is down 16.2% in the last 24 hours. Turbo Finance, TURBO, is down 15.8% in the last 24 hours. Interesting. It's good to see that it's not all meme coins because these numbers could have been way worse. Money flows. Money has to go somewhere. People are pulling out of projects, moving into other projects. Always good to take note of where the money is going. Always good to take note of that. Now we can get over to the top 10. Now, as you'll notice in my portfolio, you got a lot of green and a little red in the top 10. Got some volatility happening. So like there's a little bit of red, just a little bit of red sprinkled in here. It's not terrible red. It's a little bit of red. That's what I like to see. I don't want to see super wild divergences unless something in my portfolio is popping to the upside. I totally want to see hundreds of percent, thousands of percent up. I do not want to see 100%, 99% down. We don't want to see that type of variance. It could happen, 100%. Nobody can tell the future. But like so far right now, NASDAQ's the only underperformer. Obviously, I finished that position out. Now I get to throw a little bit more money into it to buy into it a little bit harder, which is fine. You know, $100 here, $100 there to solidify a position that's producing money, because that starting next week, or starting this week, it's not even next week, it's this week now. Starting this week, we cashing out. Exciting. So that position's finished. We're focused in on the next position. Obviously, the next positions are going to grow slower because of the way that we're working the finances around, because, you know, the checking and the savings, they're doing stuff. So that's going to be what we're going to have for that. But let's go ahead and get this top 10 knocked out so I can get to the information, the meat, and the alpha. Alpha. Yeah, let's do it. So, number 1, Ethereum, ETH. Number 2, Synthetics Network, SNX. Number 3, USD coin, USDC. Number 4, Arbitrum, ARB. Number 5, Nasdaq's NSDX. Number 6, Wrapped Bitcoin, WBTC. Number 7, Yearn CRV, YCRV. Number 8, the original orange pill, Bitcoin, BTC. Number 9, Cosmos Hub, ATOM. Number 10 is Synthetic BTC, or SBTC, SBTC. Stands for synthetic, but, like, you know, we call it what it is. We'll be accurate. Which is a derivative of the original orange pill, Bitcoin. So is Wrapped Bitcoin. Both of those are derivatives, different staking positions. That's why they're on there. Much fun, good times. Okay, on to the next. We'll start with the doom and gloom news, and we're going to work our way up. So we're going to go deep into the depths, and then we're going to crawl our way out. All right, so here we go. Boom. The IMF is working on a global central bank digital currency platform. This is not good for those of you who are not already involved in this. This is not good news. I mean, interesting news, but good news? I think not. This is not the greatest news for y'all. Let's see here. Source being Reuters. Now, Reuters is a solid news platform. I do like them. They have good articles, good things to read, a lot of different areas. You can definitely find something that you're interested in on Reuters. And yeah, you know, you can make things happen on Reuters. So the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, is working on a platform for central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, as we all call them, to enable transactions between countries. The IMF managing director, Kristalina Georgieva, I don't know how to say that. I'm not even going to pretend like I know what her last name is. I'm sorry, Kristalina. That's my bad. Don't put me in one of the camps. Said on Monday. CBDCs should not be fragmented national propositions. To have more efficient and fairer transactions, we need systems that connect countries. We need interoperability. Ooh, that sounds nice. Sounds nice, but what they're really meaning is we need to be in control of all of it. Because this isn't decentralized. These are centralized deals. Now, if it's centralized through the IMF, then they have won, people. And you guys need to understand that. If your money is centralized through the IMF, they now control your country. They now get to push play and pause on what you can do with your money, when you can do with your money. They know how you're spending your money. They know where your money's going. down to the level of the individual citizen that no longer has privacy because the IMF can see everything that you're doing. Welcome to dystopia, folks. This could very well be how they are going to pull off their one world government, because if you control the money of a country, you control that country. Even if you have people that are propped up that think that they control that country. If you control the money, you control the country. So this isn't the greatest news. It's just news that's relevant. It's showing that the blockchain system, the technology is not going away. It's showing that the powers that be are moving to be able to control you. And yeah, it's just not gonna be great for people. It's not gonna be the funnest. So that's as far as I even care to go on this article. It's not super interesting to me that the world's going to be in a dystopian state for most people. Me personally, I'd rather be working towards getting into the controlling class than being on the peasant class. So that's what I'm focused on. We're trying to solve for the problem. We're just not going to be a brokey. But with that said, we're not. Oh my goodness, you guys might want to keep an eye on this. They're going to be closing doors for you. All right, so let's check out and see what Forbes got to say about this. Forbes, on the other hand, is saying this is based. So now we're getting to the medium good news. Medium good for a specific reason. So big news. Crypto now braced for a huge $27 trillion earthquake after Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, XRP, Cardano, Dogecoin, Solana, and Litecoin pump. Okay. So while we're over here on Forbes Digital Assets, we can let's listen to the article. It's only 4 minutes. Let's see what they got to say.
Big news. Crypto now braced for a huge $27 trillion earthquake after Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, XRP, Cardano, Dogecoin, Solana, and Litecoin price pump. By Billy Bambro. Bitcoin BTC 0.0%. Ethereum and other major cryptocurrencies have rocketed higher this year due to a myriad of surprising different factors. Subscribe now to Forbes's crypto asset and blockchain advisor and successfully navigate the Bitcoin and crypto market roller coaster. The Bitcoin price has doubled from its late 2022 lows, climbing to over $30,000 per Bitcoin and pushing up the price of other top 10 coins: BNB 0.0%, XRP 0.0%, Cardano, Dogecoin, and Solana. The surge has seen $300 billion added to the combined market this year. Now, the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock BLK plus 0.4%, which looks after around $10 trillion on behalf of clients, has triggered a flood of U.S. spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund, ETF, applications that combine boast $27 trillion in assets under management.
Okay, this is boring, and it wasn't read, and I like the computer voice. Like they used a real bare bones computer voice. It's not interesting sounding. So the gist of it is BlackRock filed their ETF fund. They normally don't get told no because they're the big daddies. They're one of the controlling entities of this country, basically. They're the evil empire, if you would. They're the them. And that triggered a flood of other companies to start doing the same. The thing with BlackRock that's interesting, and this is probably the same with some of these other companies, BlackRock looks after around $10 trillion on behalf of clients. They got $10 trillion on behalf of their clients collectively. And they're looking at opening a spot ETF. And all these other companies are refiling to have spot ETF, which means in order to have a spot ETF, you have to own the underlying asset for it to be spot, which means that all these companies, all these big institutions now have to buy Bitcoin. There is a very limited supply of Bitcoin to even buy. Honestly, like I think that you guys are not even prepared for how little Bitcoin is actually currently on the markets that you even have access to trade with in comparison to what's staked and locked up. Like you have no clue how insane stuff is about to get. Like it's about to get wild. Because if these companies all get approved, they all have to go buy a lot of Bitcoin, which means that there's not going to be a lot of Bitcoin to trade with at this point. Like Binance, Qcoin, Coinbase, Gemini could very well start drying up. Like the price is going, like that alone, once people don't have access to it, is going to drive the price up. Supply and demand. Simple. The other thing that you should consider is if they buy up all the circulating supply or a good chunk of it, now, again, they have control of this scarce asset again because you chose not to buy and you chose to tell everybody they're crazy. And now you're gonna be struggling to get Satoshis probably, which is the minimalist form of a Bitcoin. And yeah, you guys are going to be stuck with whatever's left. And then, I mean, realistically, there's not too much regulation they have to do once they own all of it. Like, if they're like, we own most of the Bitcoin and like everybody else is either people are fighting over scraps, that in and of itself is going to be regulation in a sense before we get it. And that's the reason this is kind of good news. Like, it's great for those of us in the markets, those of us who are not panic selling every time the number go down. But everybody else, it's gonna, when all these people who are going to come into the market late, not going to be the greatest for you. Now on to some more good news. Now, this is not one of my favorite layer twos. I've had a long history with Polygon. Like, I remember when they first launched. And I did not like using the chain. I use it now for one project, Nasdaq's, and it's all right. I got no complaints. I have to use a couple of different platforms to do what I need to do on there. I got an exchange I use. I use QuickSwap to exchange my tokens out, get over into Nasdaq's, and do that. And it's cool. No complaints. I honestly don't have any complaints about it in that regard. But what they're getting ready to do with this next upgrade, Polygon 2.0 aims to provide unified liquidity across Ethereum scaling networks. Polygon is trying to become the chain on layer 2. And the reason they're trying to become the chain is because fees are expensive on Ethereum. Like, they're ridiculous. Like, I've said that. Like, Ethereum is not for the average or poor person in the crypto space. You got to be throwing bags around if you want to utilize that in a sense to where, like, it's not clipping too harshly into profits. And that's the reason all the layer 2 sprung up, because it's way better to spend a dime on a transaction than it is to spend $50 on a transaction. Like, it's just, the dime hits way different. It's more gratifying. And the 50 hits way different too. It hurts your feelings. It makes you feel bad. And that's like sometimes low. Like, but you're spending dollars on transactions over there, minimum. Anywhere from, like, I think the lowest transaction fees I've had ever over there were around, like, since it's been booming, since there's all the traffic on there, it's been like, I think like $9 for a transaction, which I could justify that because of the amount of the transaction. But it's way, I mean, even $9, which is like on Ethereum, I'm like, whoa, that's a good deal. Get these transactions knocked out real quick. It still sucks in comparison to spending like a dime or less, or 15 cents or a quarter. Like, it's a lot more money. So what Polygon is trying to do is they're trying to make it easier for people to build. So they're a layer 2 on top of Ethereum. So this is good for Ethereum because Ethereum doesn't go away. Polygon is a layer 2. It's on Ethereum. So this is Ethereum as well. Polygon is making it so that they're making it easier for chains to spin up on Polygon. So they can just start out on the layer 2 and exist there. Polygon has a lot of contracts. They are an institutional backed coin. Like a lot of the institutions, a lot of the big money is, as far as layer 2 is going, gravitating to Polygon. So it's a stalwart. It's funded. Like that's where the money's at. That's where you want to be. I like plenty of the other layer 2s better, and I do utilize them, but like you can't ignore where the institutional money is going, because that's going to be the best opportunity, and most people are going to gravitate to those areas. So Polygon has moved up on my radar due to this news and due to what I'm seeing and how I'm seeing the money flow and using the chain. It's not bad to use now. So I got to get over my personal feelings about the chain and get to this bag. So that's going to be an interesting play, something to keep an eye on. Those were the 3 news stories that I had for you. I did take the time to curate 3 news stories. Now, this isn't necessarily a news channel. It's just some added content for you guys to keep you abreast of the things that I'm looking at, the things that pique my interest in the cryptocurrency space. So like, I'm not going in depth on any of these stories. I am giving you the, you can see obviously the page. So like, I'm not hiding. This one's from Decrypt, another great news site for crypto news. If you guys want to go take a look at it, like this was June 29th. Short, like I like Decrypt because they're short reads also. So it's like a 3-minute read. You can browse through it, knock it out, and then, walk away with a little bit of information that might fuel some of your investment decisions, because we always need to do our own research and don't just go around listening to random guys on the internet that are not giving financial advice, okay? Because none of us are. So let's get to some alpha. Let's get to some fun stuff. Obviously, as always, Cosmos Hub. Still sitting at 20%. Easy. Put in your Kelper wallet, stake it, call it a day. You're good to go. Sitting at 20% right now. Super easy. Now, the other one that I got for you is NASDAQs. Now, this is a hypothetical. It's a potential growth. This is not a set and forget. I'm constantly checking. I'm constantly looking at the NSDX price. It fluctuates. It's been doing kindly so far, but like it fluctuates. So this is definitely a high risk, as we've seen on here. Let me pull this back up for you guys. As we've seen on the portfolio here, I will pull this back up for 1 second. NASDAQ is sitting at 2,886 in market cap. It has a very small market cap. This is a high risk position. Repeat, high risk position. Do your own research. But the reason I pulled it up is because it does have a healthy single asset stake of 65.68%. Now, another thing that I wanted to note that is annoying me about NASDAQ is their liquidity pool position for staking. I don't know if they hit their maximum on this or what, but you cannot stake the LP. I went through all the work and transaction fees, which wasn't much. It's on Polygon, so it's like 30 cents. But I went through all this work to make the LP, got it there, and the button don't work. It don't work on nothing. It doesn't work on the computer. It doesn't work on the phone. It doesn't work on the iPad. It works on nothing. Super annoying to me. And I don't like it. I'm going to say that I don't like it repeatedly, but like that function, I don't know what's going on with that, or if they had like a certain amount to lock, but like they haven't updated it. So I can't lock in an actual LP position like I wanted to. So I'm doing single asset staking, which is much easier, but also you get less APY for it. But that's fine. That is fine. I'm still pushing through with it because this is an income producing position. And that's what we're looking for. I guess it's what I would call semi-passive income, because it's not passive. It is definitely not passive, because you gotta follow it. You gotta know when you're cutting bait. But I am planning on holding this through the bull run, short-term position. This is a real-world asset narrative position, and we're gonna see how it do. But like, you're getting that healthy percentile right there, and it's single asset, plus you have the upside of the growth. And as a single asset position, if it goes up, then you just get paid more, which is kind of cool. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys. I'm going to bring me back in. So with that said, I hope you guys have a good one. Make sure, if you saw value in the content, to like, share, and subscribe. Let's see, what would be something good to talk about? Okay, I'm going to put a couple of options here for you guys. I want to know what your thoughts are on the IMF trying to centralize the world's currencies. What do you think about that? They're in control of your country's currency, wherever you're from. This doesn't have to just be an America thing. In America, we love our freedom, and stuff like this doesn't make Americans happy. And that's speaking from my perspective as an American, and the circle that I keep. You can catch a good chunk of them over on Guns and Butter, because we talk about this type of stuff all the time. Also, are you ready for the $27 trillion earthquake that's coming to the crypto market if this spot ETF gets passed? Those are the two options I want to hear. Are you ready? I feel like I'm ready. You're never ready enough, but I'm ready enough to where if that flood comes in, my life and a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is going to be changing. So let's talk about it. Hit me up in the comments. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. It's your boy, Reckless Ray Dinero. And as we do on this show, for the current ending clip, obviously we're going to have some more new content coming, but it's your boy, Reckless Ray Dinero, and I'm going to get up out of here. So let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. I pull up. Let's go.